Hey, Previews World, Troy Jeffrey Allen here at San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm hanging out with C.B. Cebulski, second year in a row.
Exactly. It's good to be back.
Good
Thanks for having me
Good
out.
to have you,
Appreciate it.
The handshake, there you go.
All right.
So, obviously, we're going to talk about Marvel.
Yep.
Obviously, we're going to talk about tons of cool stuff, and I want you to spoil everything for me.
We'll see what I can do.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Don't get your hopes up.
Don't get your hopes up, guys. It's not going to happen. But it is the 80th anniversary.
Yeah.
And just in general, I wanted to ask you, like, what I know we're like pretty much knee deep in the year at this point.
Yep.
But there's plenty of other stuff for the anniversary coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
And I just want to get a general idea for those of you who haven't heard about it yet. It's Marvel's 80th, but also what to expect.
You know, we've still got a few surprises left up our sleeve that are going to really blow people away. But, you know, 80 years, 8 decades of storytelling. Marvel Comics #1, 1939.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a huge period of time. Someone once said that the Marvel Universe is the longest single fictional continuous narrative in human history.
Yeah.
Because the characters that were introduced in Marvel Comics #1 are still, you know, alive in the universe today. That universe has grown.
Yeah.
But we're taking this as an opportunity across all 12 months to celebrate not just the superheroes of Marvel that everybody knows, but all the different genres, look back at our past, all the different kind of stories that Marvel's told, and honor the comics, the content, but also the creators. And one of the things that I love is that people have been so surprised by some of the creators that have been coming back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so-and-so's working for Marvel again, and it's like really blowing people's minds, and we got a couple more of those mind-blowing announcements coming soon.
Actually, part of that is Marvel Comics 1000.
Yes.
So I'm glad you mentioned Marvel Comics #1.
Yeah.
And also, you talk about the number of creators that are surprised.
Yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah, we tried to cast a wide net for Marvel Comics 1000. You know, it is a huge celebration. It is going to be a monster of a comic. It tells stories of all the characters across all the decades of Marvel history, and we went to past creators and current creators, but we also went to people who we knew were fans of Marvel just from their presences online or articles they've written or things that they've mentioned in the press, and tried to get a wide variety of creators to contribute who might people go, wow, you know what? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar loves Marvel Comics? I'll check that out. Adam Goldberg from the Goldbergs. You know, there's all different kinds of authors, you know, actors, writers, you know, online personalities who are going to come and be a part of this celebration.
Yeah. So actually, let's talk a little bit about secrets here.
Yeah.
All right, selfishly, I'm going to ask you about Jonathan Hickman's X-Men.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now,
Yeah.
I finally caught up on Secret War, right? And it's like already my favorite thing.
Yep.
So I'm expecting big things. I'm already speculating myself. But what can you tell us about Hickman's X-Men?
Expect big things, and it's going to get bigger.
Okay,
You know?
all right, fair enough.
I'm a huge X-Men fan. I grew up, X-Men was my first comic. I grew up an X-Men fan, never stopped reading. So, you know, focusing on X-Men was something that I really made a priority. And Jonathan came in with this crazy idea that he thought we'd never let him do. And when we said yes, I think he was like, uh-oh, now I got to execute. And boy, has he delivered.
Awesome.
This is some of the most mind-blowing stuff. And, you know, we've said this is a new era of X-Men that is going to redefine what mutants are in the Marvel Universe. And that is not hyperbole.
Right, yeah.
What Jonathan is doing is not changing anything, not revamping everything, not retooling everything. It's taking the pieces that are already there. It's building upon the legacies of, you know, Stan Lee, of Cockrum, of Claremont, of Byrne, of Jim Lee, of Joe Matt. It's taking everything that's gone before and putting another layer on that in a way that only Jonathan Hickman can.
That's awesome. So let me ask you this. Is it like, so there's the Powers of X,
Yep.
Powers of 10,
Yes,
sorry,
House of X. And Powers of 10.
Right, so we just to make that clear, that's
Yes.
exactly what it is. But these two books are going to be running alongside each other, telling a story that's going to lead into the following year? Is that the deal?
Yes. As Jonathan has said, it's a 12-issue series broken into 2 6-issue series, just given the way that he's telling the story. And then after Powers of 10 number 12 or number 6 comes out, which will be the 12th issue of the series, we are launching what is going to be called the Dawn of X. And it's not an event. It's just something that we're calling. More details will be revealed very, very soon.
Okay, all right.
But there's some fun stuff coming for X-Men. So it's not just 2 X-Men books.
No.
There are some surprises to come.
Okay, see, now that was a spoiler. So, all right. I mean, by the time you guys see this, it won't be a spoiler.
It'll all be
but
there, yeah.
We'll already know about it. Let's talk about Absolute Carnage, because, like, I'm a big fan of Donny Cates.
Yep.
People love his Venom.
Yeah.
And so now he's just going to literally unleash carnage on the Marvel Universe. What can you tell us about that?
You know, we're encouraging a lot of our writers to think big, you know, and, you know, when Donny came on to Venom, we knew he had a much bigger plan, and when he told it to us, it's as big as Jonathan's X-Men and time-wise, and the things that he's going to be doing to Venom, Carnage, and everybody in the Spider-Man universe, he's planned from the start. So this is just another step in Donny's master plan. He's a huge fan of Maximum Carnage, the old event, you know. He has really been planning for this and really been building to it. It involves not just all the characters in the Spider-Man universe, but all the characters in the Marvel universe who has ever been touched by a symbiote, be it Venom or Anti-Venom or Carnage or, Scream or whoever, and brings everything into play in a way that is not going to turn out well.
Interesting, yeah,
for many people.
It's in the title.
Yes, exactly. Absolute carnage.
Absolutely. No pun intended. So you guys did a couple announcements this past week. Well, particularly I want to ask you about the new Ghost Rider series that's coming out. That actually looks pretty cool. What's that about?
With Venom, with Fantastic Four, with Powers of 10 and House of X, we've had the creators go back and try to redefine those characters. But like I said, not throw out anything away, but take it to the next level. Look at the past and take the characters on the new trajectory for the future. And what Ed Brisson and Aaron Kuder are doing with Ghost Rider is the exact same thing. It is going to be a redefining of the Ghost Rider, but not just of one or the other. It's going to be Danny Ketch and Johnny Blaze, because they're both in different positions in their lives. And there are going to be some new kind of takes on what the spirit of vengeance is. Just like Donnie went back and redefined kind of what symbiotes are and kind of looked back at the history and said, there's some missing pieces in the history of this Venom character that we could fill in the blanks. It goes back and it fills in some of the blanks of what the whole concept of hell and the spirits of vengeance is and how it affects the two Ghost Riders, Danny and Johnny, but also some of the other ghost characters and some of the other underworld characters in the Marvel universe.
Okay, I love it. I mean, connectivity isn't a Marvel thing.
It is a Marvel thing.
Everything's
eventually, it's all connected. Exactly.
Right, exactly. So I wanted to set the record straight on one other thing. Contagion, which is the Ed Brisson book that was recently announced, and Marvel Zombies, which was announced a couple of weeks prior. Two separate things.
Two separate things, correct.
Okay, now
so
what can you tell
Contagion
us?
itself is a 5th-week event. It's an idea that Ed had about a contagion, but you'll see where it comes from. That infects kind of the street-level characters at Marvel. It starts with the Fantastic Four, the first family of Marvel, who get themselves into a bit of a pickle, and Daredevil, Moon Knight, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, they're all going to come in. And there is a strong Kunlun connection to this that makes Iron Fist one of the key players. And it's just a fun, self-contained event that Ed came up with that I think really the people who are fans of those comics and those characters are really going to enjoy.
So, not zombies with Contagion.
Not zombies. No, this is not a zombie book.
Okay.
Marvel Zombies, the return of Marvel Zombies, Marvel Zombies Respawn is a different series that we're launching. It come this October in the one-shot, and that is going back to the classic series that everyone loves that Mark Miller started in Ultimate Fantastic Four, and that Robert Kirkman carried on, that everybody knew that ran for so long. And we figured now, with next year being the 15th anniversary of the original Marvel Zombies, that this is a time to kind of bring them back into the picture.
Okay, perfect. CB, happy 80th.
Thank you
Thank you for coming out here.
Happy San Diego.
Thank you. And this is San Diego Comic-Con. Be sure to check out Marvel, of course, at your local comic shop. And I will see you at the Spinner Rack.
Okay, everybody.
Mia here, reminding you to share, like, and subscribe to Previews World. Tap that button and experience everything your local comic shop can offer.